Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl JoJo here, and I am here with the review for the newest episode of Ready to Love. I am in my parking garage location, so you know I do not have a whole lot of time. But I be talking too much on my reviews anyway. Why don't y'all just tell me to shut up? I got reviews darn near 30 minutes long, so I'm going to try to do this one in 20 minutes or less. Y'all think it's possible? Probably not, but let's try. So picked up where it left off last week. We are still at the cabin. Shay and Mike have just had their confrontation, and Mike let Shay know that she could go ahead and leave. So Shay is walking out. She's leaving the house. And basically it's like this, y'all. Mike felt disrespected by the way that Shay was coming at him. You can't talk to me like that, especially in front of a room full of people. I felt like you was really trying to talk down to me. You was punking me in there. And Shay lets him know, well, I feel like you just cussed me out in front of a room full of people. So I didn't really appreciate that. I didn't appreciate the way that you were talking to me. What it all comes down to is that Shay's annoyed. All right. I'm so glad her real truth finally came out. Y'all remember I talked last week about women not stating what the real issue is. So we start making a big deal out of little stuff instead of admitting what our real problem is. She finally admits that she's annoyed with the fact that Mike is acting like he's having a hard time making a decision. Like, you know who you want to deal with. You know who you want to be the mother of your child, right? So why are you sitting here doing all of this? That's why I acted the way I acted, because all of this is just getting annoying. Mike is one of those dudes that knows when to hold them and when to fold them. And he just goes ahead and apologizes. Even though Shay really owed him an apology as well, because I felt like she got it started. And Shay didn't have anything to say. Y'all could tell that Mike really shut her up with that apology. She seems like she's one of those people that's used to being in a relationship where you do go back and forth, where you do have a lot of arguments, and she seemed combative, like she was ready to argue with him. But when he went ahead and apologized and said, I'm sorry for coming at you the way that I did because of the way you came at me, she didn't have anything else to say. So they hug and they go back into the house. And I found out, y'all, that Shay is a Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Y'all know that, right? So that's probably why I've been seeing so many similarities in her personality, you guys, because we can have, I'm telling you, we can be real unlikable from the start. But when you really, really get to the core of us, I promise you guys, we are really, really good-hearted, good-natured people. But we can get mean, especially a September Virgo, child. We can be real, real mean. But anyway. So once they get back into the house, Shatava's looking like, oh, okay, I'm glad he got his woman back. You know, looking them up and down. He carrying her bags. Everybody's smiling. So, yeah, Shatava's feeling some type of way about it. Now, when I tell you guys, Shatava's likability on this show has gone up 1,000% with me. She goes downstairs and the guys are kind of powwowing or whatever, talking about whatever they're talking about. And she kind of goes in and she starts talking to Mike. They start talking one-on-one. The guys leave. And she lets Mike know, listen, the way that you walked out of that door and you went and talked to Shay and you brought her back in, like, I felt like you went after what you wanted. And we've been trying, but it just hasn't been there with us. The communication hasn't been right. The vibe hasn't been right. We've been trying to get a deeper connection and it's just not there. But I do see that you have it with Shay. And I'm not trying to get in the way of that. I'm not trying to come between that, but we just don't have it. And I don't think we're going to get it. And instead of making Shatava believe that there was something there, instead of telling her, oh no, you know, you still in the running, I'm still really feeling you, Mike was honest and said, you know what, I think you're right. It was just a moment of so much respect there on both her part and his. Like, Mike called her a queen, said how he respected her for being so honest with him and keeping it real. Shatava respected him for his honesty. They gave each other a hug. And then, y'all, she went up these stairs. And let me tell you, I wasn't ready for none of this. Shatava goes upstairs and she is conversing with the other women. And she's telling them that she had a conversation with Mike downstairs and they've both figured out that it's not really going to go the way that they wanted to go. She turns around to Shay and said, what y'all have is very deep, is very real. He went after you tonight. And we just don't have that. And I don't want to be the one to get in the way of that. So I let him know that I'm going to bow out of this whole situation. But in addition to that, I've learned so much and I've grown so much here. Even though I'm leaving here without love, I feel like I've grown and I have made friends, and I'm becoming a person where I'm learning to accept the good in my life, the good people. And you all are good people. And I want y'all to be a part of my life. Y'all, when I just, it was just such a beautiful moment. She even turns around and tells Shay that she apologized because she came at her about the whole age thing and I shouldn't have come at you like that. And Shay was just like, you know what? Don't none of that even matter anymore. When I tell you that I am here for you, I am extending myself to you. I want to be a part of your life. And she gives Shatava a hug, and Shatava was crying, and Shay was crying, and Ashley was crying, and I was crying. No, I just like to see women together and seeing women doing the things that they say we don't do. They say we don't support each other. They say we don't get along. And here we have women on TV, on a dating competition show at that, really showing that we can move past that. Like, we can really support each other and be there for each other. And when Shatava said, I've realized that I can let people in. I don't have to go around just being a B word all the time. Like, I can be different. I can be friendly. I can accept good people into my life and just accept that as what it is. I felt her so much when she made that statement. I meet a lot of women who are, you know, standoffish towards other girls, and whether they've been taught that or whether they've been burned in the past, because it is some dirty hoes out there that will do it. But it always saddens me to meet women that believe that female relationships are not possible. Female support is not possible. It's very much a real thing. In my life, and in people around me, I can tell you guys that life is not always a reality show. It's not always a bunch of women sitting around shading and bickering towards one another. That's not life. I could never be the girl sitting in a room full of men and those are all my homeboys and those are my confidants and my closest friends, because I feel like a man will never understand me the way that another woman will understand me. I will never feel the support from a man the way that I'm going to feel it from another woman who is the same as me, who has the same experiences, the same thoughts as me. Even when I've been in a relationship, you guys, I've had a really, really good relationship. Felt like that person was my best friend. Felt like we could talk about anything. But there were always these moments where I could tell he wanted to express empathy for me, but it was things that he could just never understand because he was a man. And so that's why I always say it's very important for a woman to have at least one female support system in her life. It is needed. And if you look around in this world, behind every person, man or woman, there is always some woman there that is some type of support for that person. Even a gay man has some type of female best friend because it's just what we do well. I just feel like it's in our nature to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't describe it to you guys, but I'm not saying that men don't have it, but I'm just saying it's something about us. It's something in us. Let me not talk about that too long. Just know that I was crying and I was very proud of Shatava. Because Mike was so honest with her, she is now going to look for that type of honesty in another man. And I don't know if people got what she was trying to say, but I definitely got it. Sometimes you meet people and even though it doesn't work out, they show you something that's still possible. Anyway, y'all, I loved it. I talked about that too long. I'm going to have to edit that all the way down. Let's move on to some other stuff that happened in the show. While everything is going on, you know, with Shay and Mike, Aaron and Angel are actually having a conversation in the kitchen, and Aaron says that, you know, I can tell with you that, you know, you're not about the drama, but you can handle the drama. What? Like, what? What does that even mean? This fool is always talking in riddles and rhymes and trying to relate himself to a situation that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He gonna try to compare what him and Angel got to the Alex and Tiffany and the Mike and Shay. Y'all, that's not what you two have. So please don't compare it ever again. Angel is super boosted by all the things that Aaron is telling her. And right around that time, Stormy walks through the kitchen. And Angel is like, oh, well, you got a situation. I know you need to handle that. Like, girl, you is the situation and you don't even know it. All y'all is the situation. That's the situation. While you sitting here talking about he got to handle it. Who gonna handle you? So he goes over to Stormi and he's talking to her and saying that they haven't really had a chance to communicate, haven't had a chance to talk. And Stormi was just like, yeah, I've noticed that, but I just want to know. I'm not really sure where I'm standing with you these days. I'm not really sure what's going on with us. And Aaron lets her know, when I would talk to Nephew Tommy, consistently, time and time again, it was always Stormi. It was always you. It was always you that had my attention. Now, keep in mind, he was just telling Angel something very similar about their connection. And Stormi is just like, I hear you saying that, but I don't know if I can really believe your words, because for a long time you were telling me that your top pick was me and Courtney. And next thing I know, Angel is here. Also, the things that you said at the restaurant about Melinda and about Shantae, it just disturbed me a little bit, because I'm not really sure if what you're saying is the real thing and if I can really believe what you're telling me. Aaron tells her, of course I'm telling you the truth. You've been the one, you're the one I have this connection with, and you are the one that I really feel like I have something special with. I really do feel like we still could have something special. I'll see what Aaron is doing, right? All of y'all who was vouching for your boy, y'all let me know how y'all felt about Aaron on this episode. Later on, they meet with Nephew Tommy. They're at some type of dinner, brunch, lunch, whatever it is. And Nephew Tommy is asking questions about the experience in the mountains. What did it do for everybody? He starts off with Tiffany. Tiffany said that she thought the experience was much needed. Her and Alex really got down to some problems that they've been having with their communication. She feels like they have gotten to some type of resolve and now they can move on and move forward in the right direction. But it definitely was needed, and she definitely appreciated the time that they had to talk. All right. Then we move on to Ashley. Ashley felt like the getaway was needed as well, but what she's noticed about Alex and Tiffany is that they have more in-depth conversation. They've talked about things on a deeper level, and Alex and I haven't gotten that deep yet, but she's capable of going there, definitely. She also says that no matter what happens, no matter who Alex chooses, we both good women, so you can't lose. I love that she said that. And she says that she definitely appreciates Alex as a friend and appreciates the friendly connection that they've had. So Alex is kind of taken aback, like, friend? I thought she saw me a little bit more than a friend. And I think that was when Alex realized that he had spent so much time on the trip chasing after Tiffany and trying to get their thing right, that he had completely neglected that connection that he was trying to have with Ashley. So he is kind of looking dumbfounded. Now, y'all can tell me what y'all think, but I kind of see it both ways. So when he goes to say how he felt about the trip, he does say that the communication was definitely, the resolve was needed for him and Tiffany. But he also says to Ashley, I just want to thank you for the person that you've been. You are a light in my heart, and I appreciate the person that you are. And I was just like, oh, not lights and hearts now. Tiffany, she took that personal, y'all. Did y'all see her face? She looked like she wanted to fight. Now, me personally, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like, it was a very beautiful comment, but I felt like he told Ashley that to let her know that, you're still worthy. You're still a beautiful woman. Just because I was trying to talk to her does not mean that, you weren't worth my attention. It wasn't like that, but it kind of came off as him giving Ashley some type of hope. That same thing that Aaron was kind of doing with some of the ladies. It almost came off like Alex was trying to do that, like right then when that moment happened. And somebody commented on Twitter last night, Alex is doing the exact same thing that Aaron is doing in just a different way. And I gotta admit, y'all, I kind of can see it both ways. Like, I can kind of see both sides, because maybe Alex was playing it both ways because he wasn't really sure what Tiffany was going to do. He wasn't sure what her attitude was going to be like from one day to the next. And he might have to kick old girl to the curb, which is what ended up happening. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all feel like Alex was playing it both ways? Y'all let me know. So then we move on to Aaron. Aaron enjoyed the cabins, but Aaron doesn't like being the type of guy that has to make the decision of who gets to stay and who gets to go. He'd rather just date the women and have a good time and let the women decide. While I see your dilemma, it's very hard trying to be the bad guy. We've talked about it extensively on these reviews. However, you are a grown man. That is no way to go through life. All right. Now, I know this is just a dating competition, and to a lot of people, it's not that serious. But when you make comments like that, what is your adult life like? Do you let other people make decisions for you as an adult? Do you get into relationships and instead of telling your woman how you feel and instead of letting her know, hey, I don't really like when you do this, I prefer for you to do that, do you go out and cheat, or do you go out and have affairs and then just come back home like nothing happened? Or do you just sit around like a lump on a log and be unhappy and never state your true feelings? No, you cannot go about your adult relationships in a childish way. You have to state how you feel. You have to be clear. You have to be honest. You have to leave room for people to be accountable, including yourself. You can't just let people make the decisions for a relationship for you. And you know what? That is exactly what Aaron has done throughout this show. So then we move over to Stormy. Stormy, how do you feel like the weekend in the cabins went? Well, I feel like I learned a lot while I was in the cabins this weekend, and I'm just starting to see that maybe some people are not on the same journey as everyone else is on, namely Aaron. I don't think that Aaron is on the same journey that we're on. I'm not really sure what he's here to find, but he's not ready for love. He's not here to find love, and I feel like if you're going to be here and on this journey, I feel like if you're going to be here and you're going to be a part of this, then it's only fair that you be about what the journey is about. And if you're not about those things, then we need to talk about that. It goes on to say that it has bothered her that Alex has said certain things, that he's made certain comments from Melinda to Shantae and even about Angel. And I feel like if you're going to be here, then you need to keep it real about the things that you have been doing here and the things that you have been saying. Now, I don't know if they edited this conversation out. I'm not really sure what else Stormy was saying, but it was edited very weirdly. It almost seemed like it got amped up to this next level very quick, and we're not really sure what things Stormy may have been talking about, but I feel like she did say something and they just edited that part out. Y'all let me know if y'all felt that way. Nephew Tommy is trying to calm her down, and Aaron is saying that she's being messy, and girl, what are you talking about? It was just a whole bunch of, what? Are you serious? Like, no, we're not about to do this. And Stormy was getting mad. She was like, you have told me certain things, Aaron. You just said this to me while we were at the cabins. You just made me feel like we had something, and then I was the one for you. And he was just like, no, I did not. And she said, what? You didn't say that to me? You didn't do that? You know what? I'm leaving. I don't have time for that. And y'all, I don't think I've ever seen somebody get cussed out while another person is giving hugs to everyone else in the room. She is calling Aaron a punk MF, saying that's not what a real man does. A real man is honest. I'm out of here. Thank you for the opportunity. And she leaves. Now, Tommy, he looks over at Aaron and he's just like, sometimes, even if we don't feel like we've necessarily done anything wrong, sometimes it's just the right thing to do, just to go out, apologize, talk to people, try to come to some common ground. He's trying to tell Aaron, you need to go out there and talk to her. Aaron looks at him and says, well, other times I feel like, people have to cool down and, it's just got to be that space. It's just got to be the opportunity for people to, let cooler heads prevail. Basically, I'm not going out there and saying nothing to that messy girl. In his mind, that messy girl, she was going to reveal all of our personal conversations, personal things that I've said to her, and I'm not going out there and talking to her. So Nephew Tommy gets up and he leaves to go talk to Stormy. Aaron, you wouldn't have to worry about anybody revealing what you said to them in personal and private conversation if you were not telling lies in your personal and private conversation. I can remember a long time ago, I was dealing with this dude. He told me there was a difference between a dude who was just like a player and a dude who was like a finesser. A finesser is going to lie to you and tell you whatever you want to hear. He's never going to tell you the truth. He's going to have you feeling like you're the only one when you're not the only one. But a real life player is going to lay it out to you and let you know who all is in the picture, let you know how he feel about everybody, and then you can take that with a grain of salt and do what you want to do with it. Now, Tommy is out there talking to Stormy. The women are in there trying to get some sense going into Angel. Angel gonna tell them, I know you guys are worried and I know you guys are concerned, but y'all don't need to be, because just know that I watch just as well as I pray. And do y'all know she sat there and said that like she had really given us a word? I said both of them deserve each other. They both talking riddles and rhymes and now Bible verses. How dare you use my Lord and Savior in a conversation about some BS, talking about you watch and pray? We're not talking about the return of Christ. We talking about this Negro sitting here lying to you, treating you like the fool that you are portraying yourself to be on television. Girl, I'm just getting worked up. Let me bring it down. Let me bring it on down. But she tried it with bringing in the word. This whole entire show, Aaron is the only man who has had to eliminate nobody. Why? Because he never holds himself accountable. He never has to eliminate anyone because he allows everybody else to get so frustrated with him that they go ahead and make the decision. Angel, I don't know what her plan is, but it almost seems like she is not emotionally intelligent enough to realize that Aaron did not choose her. Everybody else has left Aaron. You have been the last one standing who believes the BS that he is feeding out to everybody. And because you're the one who believes it, he now feels like you are the one. And there are people who behave like that. The one who is most compatible for them is whoever is left standing. The one who is most compatible for them is the one that they can get the most over. The one who is compatible with them is the one that they can walk over like a doormat and treat them any kind of way and they still stick around and stay. And Angel, I'm not saying that you are the one that is going to be, but right now, when it comes to this show, you've designated yourself as that one. The whole thing was just aggravating and disappointing. And even when Tiffany tries to make the point that people got to be honest and you got to stand up and sometimes say that you were in the wrong, and Tiffany, girl, take your own advice, Aaron was still sitting there dumbfounded like she ain't talking to me. Alex has to go on dates with Tiffany and Ashley. Now, the date with Ashley went very well. They went a bit... Now, the date with Ashley went very well. They went a little bit deeper. Ashley explained to him why she doesn't kiss and that she wanted something a little bit more. So their date went very well. They had their normal chemistry, and Alex enjoyed himself. He gets over there with Tiffany. The date started out good, as it usually does. But at some point in time, Tiffany lets Alex know, I didn't really like that comment that you made to Ashley. And I didn't appreciate that. I feel like this whole experience has been me being put on hold while you do whatever you want to do with everybody else. And Alex is just like, no, I don't really see it like that. You know, I still had a decision that I had to make, and I've been chasing after you. I've been talking to you. I've been trying to get our communication thing down. It wasn't me putting you on hold. You know, I didn't give you a position and then take it back from you. And she was like, Negro, you don't never have to give me no position. I'm not no object. You don't give me no position. You don't do that. I understood what Alex was trying to say. I think he was trying to say, I never said that you were the only one and then took that from you and then tried to throw it back at you. I let you know that we definitely had something special and I never took that away from us. But he didn't really... Bro didn't really explain it like that. Tiffany got upset. Alex is getting to the point where he wants to walk away. She's telling him, you don't know how to take the heat. You always running away. You don't know how to handle no grown woman. You've never been with a woman like me. So that talk is starting back up again. And he was just like, Tiffany, you are taking this all the wrong way. Like, you doing too much. Are you so jaded by people in your life that you feel like you can just go around and judge what everybody says to you and how everybody is treating you and not even give them the opportunity to explain? And she was just like jaded. See, Tiffany, this right here, this what you giving me, this is exactly why you're single. I see now why you're single. And y'all know Tiffany, she don't like that. She do not like people reminding her of why she may be in the predicament that she is in. Going back and forth for a while, y'all know tit for tat, all of that. And eventually Tiffany is like, F it, I'm leaving. Alex is just like, fine. Tiffany is a beautiful woman. I think Tiffany has been through a lot in her life. I think she's had situations where she's been disrespected. And her response to that is to make sure that any inkling of anything that might sound like disrespect, even if it's not, she has to go ahead and she has to check it. And if she's not careful, she is going to spend all of her relationships being combative, being emotional, and reading into things that are not really happening. And that's a terrible way to be in a relationship. Now, lastly, with the two of them, y'all, did y'all hear that Alex said his biggest regret with Tiffany was the fact that they moved too fast? Child, let me give out some hand claps to a subscriber of mine, Dr. Lovey. She called it, y'all. She called it. We were in the comments last week, and she told me that she felt like the two of them had already had sex. That's why Tiffany was mad. That's why Tiffany was emotional, because she had put it down, and the bruh man was still acting like he was interested in somebody else. And girl, you was right. You was so right. Ain't nobody finna tell me that that's not what Alex meant when he said they moved too fast. So, Tiffany, girl, don't you be giving out that juice box no more if you ain't ready for some of the consequences, okay? Because Coochie ain't never, ever kept no man. Might have kept his attention for a little bit, but it ain't never. You gotta have more than that. But y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta get out this parking garage, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.